Capricorn, hi. I'm going to do a general love reading today. In that it's general, it may not resonate for everyone, and it probably won't resonate for everyone. If, however, it does resonate for you, I will be doing an extended, and the information for that is in the box below. I'm also open for personal readings now, and the information and the contact for that is in the box below. All right, so we're going to start with a Celtic Cross, and I'm using the Llewellyn deck. And not every love reading is about romance, just to, add that in there. And also, the male and female cards in this are more about the divine masculine and feminine energies. They're not about gender, okay? All right, let's see what's going on here. Capricorn, all right. Looks good. So the guide for that is the Queen of Pentacles. Now, once again, this is not a male or female card, but this is the divine energy of the feminine running through that holding the ground, like really. And because this is a guide, I think this is what's kind of guiding this whole movement for you into is that, more and more feeling grounded in yourself, secure, confident, and that's confident around emotional issues and creative issues, and so not just around the worldly issues, but around kind of the intuitive, spiritual kind of issues, okay, or parts of your life, I'd say. Got the Six of Cups to clarify that, so that's really solidifying this, where you're kind of really in touch with the nature of connection, the nature of relationships, that they come from by design. The people are kind of meant for us, meant to come into our lives, and intuitively we can tell if this person is and why, and that kind of thing, okay? So that's what I kind of see guiding you right now. Because above you right now you've got the Four of Wands, so really moving into a place of commitment. This is an influence card. This isn't actually, in the reading yet. It's just kind of energy that's coming into kind of a prelude, okay? So the Four of Wands is about celebration. It's about finding home, feeling safe, feeling protected, by love, by your own commitments. Quite often it's a marriage card even, okay? So in the past we got the Page of Pentacles, so it's like there was a new opportunity that has just come your way to help. And because a cycle, and I've got the universe drawn here as a clarifier on the Page of Pentacles, so it feels like just recently there was the beginning of a new cycle and the ending of an old cycle, which accounts for this page, because out of it now has come a new opportunity with some kind of new offer for you around, as I say, where you're moving as the Queen of Pentacles. So around, it could be, it could even be like a job offer. It could be possibly an opportunity for knowledge, maybe going to school or something like that. We'll see as we get into the reading. You've got the Queen of Cups and the King of Swords on you now, which is a really good combination, because the Queen of Cups is once kind of like the Queen of Pentacles, where it's in the feminine nature. This can be a man or a woman, but this is about readiness and for love, for emotional commitment to come into your life, and it's also readiness for a soulmate to enter. And then we've got the Knight of Swords on top of that, so yeah, okay, I'm ready to go kind of thing. And also I think energies around you are also kind of moving towards you now in a much more obvious way, okay? So if you're, and that can be, it can be actual people, or it could be just energies in terms of building this and, energetically pursuing it. You've got the Lovers at your base, which is a soulmate card again with the Six of Cups over here. So I kind of feel this is based on, it could even be based on, potential marriage, as I said, and kind of having the Lovers at the base along with the Page of Cups. So it's kind of a new beginning of, how can I put this? The Lovers kind of beginning to move to much more passionate, emotional, heart-centered level. So the soulmates kind of, coming together here. I'm just going to draw another clarifier on that. In a really stable, kind of grounded way, okay? So this isn't about, kind of being swept off your feet, so to speak, because the page wouldn't do that. This is just kind of a really, like the Six of Cups, which has a sort of purity to it and innocence to it, in terms of the offer that's here and the connection that's here, which makes you feel a lot less, not swept away, but feeling like this is coming from a solid place, okay? You've got the Seven of Swords showing up and the Ten of Cups in your environment as to where you're moving to, in your near future, where you're moving next. And that's kind of making some movement away from conflict and anxiety and things like that, and aggression, actually, and taking it and moving more towards using that energy in a way that's going to be in line with the Ten of Cups, which is, kind of lining up your life in a much more spiritual, creative, heart-centered way, as this new soulmate energy is kind of at your base and coming towards you, okay? Getting ready for it, like I said, with the Four of Wands. So I can kind of feel like you're getting ready for it. And I see that here in the Page of Swords and the Seven of Cups here too. Because the Page of Swords is actually the same thing. It's getting ready for it, because you can kind of feel it coming. I think you're very intuitive and you can already sense it coming. And so you're waiting to see the signs. You're on guard. You're going to, it's like I said, you're on the move to a different place in it. And now I kind of feel like you're waiting for signs before you make those commitments, before you move that way. Because there's so much now that's showing for you, now that you've kind of opened yourself up to this whole soulmate energy in your life, in all areas of your life too. Like, this is holistic, and this is for, this is long-term commitment here. And so it's opened up a lot of different things for you now that are new opportunities for you to pursue those things now that you've developed them in yourself, okay? So that, and I'll just show you, okay? So it can be kind of confusing and overwhelming now because it's all-encompassing, which the Ten of Cups is all-encompassing, right? This is throughout your entire kind of world, bringing that heart energy in there and the soulmate energy into your whole life kind of thing. And that's what this is about too. So it's kind of magical, and it feels magical, but it feels like starting over, okay? That's how I get it. And you've got the Fool showing up here too in your subconscious. So I think in a way you are starting over. Remember, it was the end of a cycle here, beginning of a new cycle. And now we've got the Fool. So this is definitely the beginning of a next part of your life. And as you're lining up for that, it's moving towards bringing more kind of romance and love and soulmate connection and commitment into your life. In your environment, you've got the Nine of Swords and the Chariot. So it's getting used to the idea of being comfortable with movement, with intuition, with passionate energy. And that's what I see here, like kind of, and I can kind of see that at the base here, because building a way of feeling secure within that kind of connection with another person. And that's what I see here, because it is definitely coming your way, and your life is changing, and it's moving quite quickly and quite passionately at this point. The Star, in a position of what you want, is asking for guidance and maybe healing, so that you can pursue this. But I do see with the Six of Wands as your outcome, you're definitely on this victory ride of feeling very comfortable, recognizing where you're going, kind of understanding both intuitively and knowledge-wise that you're heading for this next stage of your life, feeling very confident about it. Because remember, you had the Queen of Pentacles that started this off, and the Queen of Cups. So yeah, I think you're ready for this, you know that? And I can see you moving into that with the Fool, because this is the next part, as I say. And I don't see any hesitation for you in taking the risks, to move into the next part of where the Fool is taking you. Because the Fool is the first card of the major arcana. And it does require faith, and because it feels risky. but I kind of feel like you're feeling like, okay, I recognize this, and I'm, feeling like confident, and that's where I'm going to head. All right, I'm going to do a extended reading. If this does resonate for you, then we'll continue in the extended, taking a look at where this is taking you, where this commitment's taking you on this next part of your journey. Because we saw a lot of things lining up here for you in terms of, future commitment and kind of what you're actually moving towards. And, with the Chariot and the Knight of Swords, very energetically kind of moving towards. So we'll see what that looks like. Right now I'm going to draw an oracle from the Wisdom of Avalon, and we've got the Deer. Now the Deer is about gentleness and diplomacy. So with all this passion around you right now, with the Knight of Swords and the Chariot, it's quite passionate energy, but it's softened because you've got the Queen of Cups here, which, as I said, is really being, comfortable in those kinds of emotions. And you've got the security of being able to stand your own ground in that kind of soulmate connection here with the Four of Pentacles showing up. So I feel like you'll have no problem approaching this using more gentleness and diplomacy, and not so much taking control and, kind of aggressively going after stuff. Because the minute that happens, you've got the Knight of Swords showing up, where there's going to be a lot of anxiety for you. So that's your clue. And as I say, with the Page of Swords here, you're kind of looking for signals. Well, that's a big signal. So if there's a lot of anxiety and a lot of, mind stuff happening as this is rushing your way, and fear and, those kinds of things, then that's a sign that you're starting to go back to control mechanisms rather than, as I say, the gentleness and the diplomacy here. All right, Capricorn, that's it for now, and I'll see you next week. And remember, if it did resonate, I'll see you in the extended.